Welcome to Rugby 100 Club. I'm your dude, Matt Courtright, and with me today is Sam Harris, absolute legend of the MLR, let alone Australia League. You know, hi, buddy. How are you?
Good, thanks, Matt. Former legend, thank you very much. But great to see you. Great to be here. I need to start off with an apology. I was one of the first recipients of the Rugby 100 T-shirts, which I love, by the way. It's one of my favorite T-shirts to wear working out. And I've moved house over the weekend, and I cannot find the T-shirt. I wanted to wear it on the call, but sorry, I couldn't do that.
It's good. Check it out. Check it out. There he is. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I was ready for it, buddy. I was ready for it.
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are the kiddos doing? You know, like,
yeah, they're going great. They're on school holidays, but there's a month block of school basketball, and so the twins that are 16, they're kicking goals. They're doing really well. Hopefully, a scholarship offer is around the corner, and then Lola, their little sister, who's 14 and going into high school at the same high school, Lane Tech High School, next year. She's taller than both of them and doing really well at basketball too. So big future for her.
Well, that sounds good. So everybody's settled into Chicago. It's been a minute.
3 years for them, 3.5 for me.
Right. Yeah, because you came up in the latter part of 22, if I remember right. No, matter of fact, I ran into I don't know if he was a coach or what for Legion last weekend when the playoffs were here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, wait a minute, you're Matt Courtright, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I remember when he started telling the guy about the story of sending the Hounds rug to you, and It landed on your birthday of all days, and became quite the iconic piece of footwork.
Yeah, so that would have been Dave Clancy, Legion attack coach. He kind of stepped in for me, and he was there. He was there when I received it, and he was like, I guess he was like employee number 5 or something for the Hounds. So,
oh wow,
yeah, he was with me on the journey of the first 2 years there at the Hounds as well. And yeah, great guy. And he always thought that was remarkable that the first bit of merchandise that any of us got was a rug from you to me.
Right? Well, it's like I was having one made for myself, and I was like, you know what? This would be dope in a house because it's really well made. And I just like, you know what? I'm going to send Sam this gift, you know, kind of one of these because, like, you know, the whole AG chaos had just happened and everything fell apart there. And then all of a sudden, you know, I see where you're like, yeah, I'm getting on the L. And I'm like, you're signing on with Chicago, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I can't tell you quite yet. That was awesome. Like we went out that one night and we went to this pub that I believe you wanted to go to the pub, and it had these lockers.
Oh yeah. That's the one. What is that? I can't remember the name of the bar, but the cafe is called Froth.
Okay.
And yeah. I just wanted to show you that cool bit of rugby memorabilia. I remember I caught up with some of the LA boys must have been this season, and they came up to Chicago, and I was kind of showing them around a bit. I took them there as well to show them the lockers. It was Gonzo was there, and Taz and Rory all came and checked it out. They were pretty impressed.
That's cool. That was a cool little spot. Like, it was down in a basement too, so it was true like dive bar to the definition. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into some stuff here. Let's Sam, you haven't had a podcast done on you that I know about, and if it has, it's been a minute.
Definitely has been a minute, that's for sure.
This, you know, like, this is how I first saw Sam Harris. This before you and I ever met.
Welcome to AG Rugby.
80 minutes of hard-hitting, action-packed brutality.
Leaving the space on me.
Where loyalty defines family, and family defines everything. If you like football, you're going to love rugby. I'm Sam Harris, head coach of the Austin Gilgronis, and this is our story.
Man, there's the documentary with you. It was on the Rugby Network. I have struggled. I want to say it was on Amazon Prime for a while too. And I have struggled to find it because I was like, man, that is a classic for American pioneers in the MLR for sure, bro. And you were definitely one of them. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Thanks, man. That was interesting to do, especially, can't remember if that was our first year or our second year. But yeah, always interesting to do a documentary in season, and I've done it twice now, once at AG's and once here at Chicago. And yeah, I mean, I think similar to you, and I think this is where we kind of connect on a different level, is the fact that, we want to spread the word of rugby. And I think the biggest currency that rugby has is exposure. And our willingness to open our doors and show behind the scenes. So I've always been an advocate for that. And I feel like, Matt, you're such an ambassador for rugby, from a different level, but just as passionate, just as committed. And you recognize that, I think you're aligned with me that rugby is the best team sport in the world and has the right values and always gives a good message. And I feel like Americans, but anyone in the world, once they are exposed to rugby, they're exposed to rugby for life and they love it, and it's very sticky. And once they peel back the layers and learn more about it, the more they love it. And I know that's happened to you, and I really respect the fact that you try to spread the word to other people and to get them involved, because you know how much they'll love it. And yeah, I think that's where we connect so much.
Definitely. No, I remember it was the parking lot of AG, iconic location. I mean, who else has a pitch in the middle of a race course? And the Osbergs hosted us, which their son played for you, Christian Osberg. And we decided we're going to they led by example. They're like, we're going to put on a tailgate. We're going to show you hospitality of Austin. And they did. And they brought it in such form. And then to add a little bit to it is I connected with the Rugby Network, and they came out with a camera and a microphone and started like interviewing people, and everybody was a Hollywood star all of a sudden, go visit Sam Harris. Let's find out, and find out, and we did a ball exchange, and there must've been 50 or 60 of us. Ended up being such a great turnout. And then I remember we sent food in for you guys to eat, and you sent a picture of like this, this taco that you made.
I remember.
And it was on. Yeah. It was a great experience, man. Just a great experience. Yeah. Can't say enough good. Yeah. And then they dissolved. And I mean, let's touch on that just a little bit, man. I mean, you're not employed by MLR anymore. You can say whatever you feel good with saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, no repercussions. And definitely curious on your perspective of how things played out in Austin, and then we move forward to the next one.
Sure. Yeah, Austin was my first head coaching assignment, so I was always grateful to Adam Gilchrist to afford me that opportunity. And then our experience for 2 years in Austin and everything around the MLR and the traveling across the country and experiencing different things. Like, I just cannot, like, that was a really special 2 years of my life. That was, and everybody that was involved will say the same thing, because it was a lot of fun. But we worked hard. It was a great coaching group, like Mark Gerard, Jamie McIntosh, Isaac Ross. In that first year, we had so much fun, and we worked so hard. And you look now, Jamie McIntosh, he's coaching like the ABs, B team or the Maoris, and he's coaching the Hurricanes into the final like tomorrow night or the night after, and he's gone on to do huge things. And Isaac's over in Japan, Mark's back in Australia, so like it's all Brendan O'Meara was there for us in the second year, and he was up at Utah doing great things last year. Now he's at Anthem doing great things there. So yeah, it was, from a coaching point of view, it was a lot of fun and a great group. And then from a management, from Mike Sheeran and Mike Ablett, but then the playing group was so committed, but also committed to having a good time as well. So it was a really special 2 years. Unfortunately, they had to come to an end, and I think a lot of people got some bad things to say about Adam Gilchrist, but I'll always be thankful for him to give that opportunity, but also the experience that he gave us for 2 years. That was great. I think it's a bit of a paradox what happened. It was a bit of a conflict of the league scared by his vision, but then also like Gilly probably stepping out of his box a little bit and pushing a little bit too hard for what he wanted, what he thought, and what he was advocating for. And then unfortunately, the team dissolved, and that was hard. And because we put so much into it, and really hard pill to swallow, and didn't really know what I was going to do after that. Then Chicago came into play, and they were the new franchise, and I interviewed for the position and got the job. So the rest is history. But AG's was such a fun memory, like a really good time.
There was a lot of iconic players on your team, man, let alone coaches. I mean, I saw Jamie, a.k.a. Wappa, in San Diego. I want to say it was 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't want to ruin it. Well, we've all been there, like, hey, Mike, and you're like, oh, it's Bob. Dang it, I don't want to do that to Jamie, but I'm like, excuse me, man, what's your name? And we're the only two at the bar, right? Like ordering something, and he's like, Jamie McIntosh, and I was like, Wappa's in the house. I got to be the super loud fan as I am, right? And he's just like, what's up, Matt? I haven't seen you since Austin, because I was lucky enough for you you were the first coach not of Seattle to let me come aboard and watch a captain's run. And it was an honor. And when you saw me, you were like, you're not wearing Seattle gear? Because I was wearing an Austin shirt. And I'm like, no, bro, I love rugby. So like, you give me the opportunity to come into your house, I'm not going to, pee in your cereal, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was an honor in itself. And then, man, to watch you guys blow up that season, I mean, absolutely killing it. I mean, if Gilchrist and his shenanigans hadn't happened at the moment it did, man, I think you guys would have just whooped. I mean, that would have been the best team in history to take a championship, period.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty well formulated team that gelled really well together, like just very complimentary of the parts that we had.
Well, I mean, man, some of the guys that are still playing. I mean, Larome's still in the mix. O'Keefe's still in the mix.
Micah Jones, yeah, Keith, yeah, heaps of. You saw in the video Will McGee there. Now he's the director of rugby at Chicago. Like, there's.
Oh, dude, and he's filling that role beautifully. Sincerely, guy is money. Just a kind man, and he just knows when to get serious, and he knows when to smile, and honestly, he's a compliment to it.
Yeah, you're a great operator.
Yeah, good picker, brother, good picker. I mean, let's be honest. The season that you were let go in Chicago, hey, bro, like, let's be honest. That team was on the way to the championship. And then you guys had this series. I want to play that role too.
We believe that Americans are rugby fans. We just don't know it yet.
It's barbaric. It's gladiatorial stuff.
It's fast, it's physical.
The ability to get hit really hard, get back up again, go again and again and again.
US is a blank canvas.
Rugby is a unique sport. I'm ready to get to the next level.
Is rugby a major sport in America? Not yet.
Last season, the Chicago Hounds became a Major League Rugby team.
I made an effort this year to get the biggest, ugliest, hungriest that the MLR has ever seen.
Expectations are high.
I reckon I've had about 8 MRIs in my life.
I really want to win this thing and get home to the family.
There's nothing else holding me to Chicago besides rugby.
Have I set the course in the right direction?
So what's at stake this year? Just everything.
So Sam, when it came down to Chicago coming available, did you get turned on to, like, did somebody reach out to you before you applied, or how'd you even find out about it?
I'm pretty sure, and don't quote me on this because my recollection's not fully clear, but I'm pretty sure James English reached out to me. And yeah, and then we did an interview with him, and the other board members or the other owners, but Peter Benick wasn't involved yet. So I just did the interview with those three, and yeah, the interview went well and got the job, and then came up and we did the draft like a week later. Came up to Chicago, so I got the job in November, and November 1. First round 1 was February 7. So I was employee number 2 of the team.
Wow,
so it was an impossible mission year 1, to be honest, but we did our best.
Yeah, you did. Well, all right, it's in the pasture. Things are over with. I'm reading you. Let's get on to this game. Let's talk about the game of the championship, my man. The one coach that's coached for both sides. Oh man. And you know all the guys in play. Let's be honest. You know all the coaches. You know majority of the players, like, firsthand.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Tell me what's gonna happen. What's gonna unfold? What's up?
I mean, you'd be crazy to go against the Hounds. They're 10-0. They've had 10-0 or 11-0. I'm not sure, but
11-0. Yeah.
Yeah, they've had a stellar season. Great players, great roster, very deep. Great coaching staff, and they're playing at home. You'd be mad to bet against them. But in saying that, if there's one team in the competition that could pull off an upset, it would be the Legion. So it seems like the formula is to have 2 Australian coaches and 1 Irishman, because you got Latham and Todd Damas, and then you got Noel Reid, and then over in California you got Hoylesy, Dave Dennis, and Dave Clancy. So seems that was the formula for this year, and yeah, Chicago had a great season, but Legion has got great players that are classy and know what to do and what's required. So we'll see, especially for Legion. I think if you can shut down Gonzalo Bertranu and Billy Meeks, then you go a long way to winning the game. But that's easier said than done. They're 2 great players, and sometimes you can't dictate if you can shut them down or not. So if Legion do a good job of getting quick ball at the ruck, then that frees up Gonzo a bit. But Chicago have been doing a great job of slowing that ruck down all year. They're definitely the most complete team of the competition. Their record says that. But I think it'll just be a great spectacle. They're 2 great teams that like to attack. They've scored a bunch of points, and hopefully the weather is very good, and there's a lot of people that get there. And I don't work for either team now, but I've got a lot of friends that came to the team because I took them to the team in Chicago, and a lot of established friends that I already had in California. So I've got nothing but goodwill to both teams, and I'm always been a person that supports sport, and I never really have a dog in the race so much as more as I want a good spectacle of rugby or football or basketball, whatever it is. So if we see a good product, then I think that'll be great for the game.
I'm rooting for the Hounds. I'll be really clear on that. But
yeah, good for you.
Nothing against the old coaches that you used to play with, but boy, oh boy, there's something about being here from the start of Chicago and watching you and James raise the flag, so to speak, and oh man, and then the ownership has always been kind to me. So how could I not want to be around all that? Real talk. Don't always agree with politics, but here we are.
Yeah, what I'll give Chicago credit for is, no matter what, as soon as I've been there to now, they do everything right. They make sure that everything is done, not just to the letter, but like in true rugby tradition. There's always an aftermatch with amazing food. The fan experience is what it needs to be. It kind of respects what rugby should deliver to the fan, and that's what I love about the organization and what everybody top to bottom has done there. And I don't think that every team in this competition could say that they've done that. And so I'm confident that the tailgate and the aftermatch will be amazing on the weekend. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be at the game. My kids will be in Ohio at a camp, and I've got to be there with them. But which is a shame when it's in Chicago. I can't be there, but I would have loved to have supported both teams and said hello to a lot of good friends.
Love it, man. No, it's always been a pleasure to come to Chicago, especially when you were at the helm. Miss it. Not going to bullshit her, but appreciate everything, sir. You've been throughout the years, you've been amazing to me as a fan. And I mean, here, I wasn't even a local in Austin. I wasn't a local in Chicago. So, that just speaks to your personality and your character. And I appreciate it very, very much.
Yeah, you haven't been too bad a host either, Matt. We've gone out for a couple of dinners in Tequila and around the place. And yeah, I really respect and enjoy the energy you give to supporting rugby.
Appreciate it, man.
Always will.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was over here. I was like, yeah, we went on the pitch one time and the girls got in on it. They were having a blast. Marcus, the guy that always dresses up in that Hounds outfit, boy, when I think I'm over temperature, it's him. And then, after the game, not terrible, buddy. Just saying, And it's funny because Larome's with Seattle now, and him and I have had some time to hang out a little bit, and it's been great. It's fun to see another familiar face. You know what I mean?
From a player point of view from Chicago, so many threats across the board that have had a great season. It'll be really interesting to see who steps up on the big arena. And I know that Charlie Abel's had a huge season, and similar to what I've talked about for you, another guy that's just got great energy to grow the game here in America. Macca Jones has always been in the forefront of my mind of one of the best players in this competition. Always underrated, but always delivers. He's had such a great season. So good to see. Even the guys that I did some assistant coaching with the Chicago Lions this year, and I was working with Peyton Wall, Noah Brown in the back line, but Jake Kinnevac was our captain, and he for the Lions, and had a great season pre-Christmas. He's a great player, and then to see him get his opportunity with Chicago, with the Hounds, and just take it with two hands, and he's just such a good player. I'm so pleased to see for all three of them. Between the three of them who played with the Lions last year, they outscored DC the game the other night. So it's just really good to see. And Jake is so good because we played in the national championship a few weeks back in Lamont at the Blaze Field, and Jake didn't play obviously because he had to play that weekend, but he was there, he was cheering, he was supporting the team that he captained, and he's just a kid from Alaska. You don't see many rugby players from Alaska, and he he embodies everything that's great about rugby, and I'm just so pleased to see him and the other two just going so well. So a lot of love for those Chicago guys, a lot of love for the LA guys, and really, from the LA team, he's got a different type of operating model from LA, and just some of those guys that, from Adam Fryer to Steve Hoyle to Dave Dennis, guys that I grew up with playing rugby with or against, and now, they're over in LA doing great things, got the team to the final, and, in 48 hours time could be crowned champions, who knows? But it's so great to see so many people doing well in the game, and a celebration of rugby that's going to happen on Sunday.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a great matchup. Great matchup, man. I'm excited.
And I think both head coaches have done an amazing job. Hoylesy, seeing him operate last year, getting to see front row seat of how he does things, and I helped him out from time to time, but I also learnt a lot off him, and he's a great coach and a really good operator. I've never got a chance to work for Chris or with Chris, and then he kind of stepped into my shoes at Chicago, and then he's just taken that team to another level. And really pleased for him. Great guy, very humble, but it can't be understated what he's been able to achieve with his team.
Yeah, a couple Aussies, man. I don't know what it is with you and Chicago, but the Aussie coaches are just doing great things, man. That's what's happening. 3 out of 4 years Chicago's been around. They've been playoff worthy every year.
I just think that, like, the setups of both groups. So I've been part of both teams, right? And they both got great setups for the players for different reasons. Like here in Chicago, everything's in one place. It's in a hub. It's at SeatGeek Stadium. So the gym, the meeting room, the training fields, the indoor training field, the stadium field that you get to train on once a week. That's everything you could ask for is right there at SeatGeek, and very professional environment. But then away from that, the players don't live in and around where the stadium is. They live like downtown Chicago, slitted all around there. But within their little communities, they catch up, they have fun, and Chicago is such a beautiful, great city with fantastic people. That's the reason I'm still here. My kids love Chicago, so do I. And so to be able to play rugby, stay here for a little bit longer as the weather warms up and Chicago kind of blossoms. It's such a great setup for the players. I think they're really comfortable in a professional environment. And then you got LA on the West Coast, and you got, like, it's hard to explain, but just south of LAX in the South Bay, we've got LA has got like the training, the HQ there where the gym is, the meeting rooms, the physios, everything, and then the field that they train on is like half a mile away from that, and all the boys, whether they live in El Segundo, which is where everything is, or if they live in Manhattan Beach or Redondo Beach, they get on like the Super 73 motorbikes and just ride down the beach, and it's like just such a cool laid back way to live. You just come and do your rugby, and then you go and do whatever else you want. If you want to be a surfer, you can, or if you want to own a coffee shop and dominate the cafe industry in Venice, you can do that. But it's a real choose your own adventure in it. And you're also kind of in the LA sporting hub, because you've got the Lakers that train right next to the field that they train at. You got the Chargers that are in the same precinct. You got the LA Kings that's like, it's all within a 500-yard radius. And so that part of it's pretty cool as well.
I had no idea. That's really cool. Who have you seen, like, other celebrities in sport and such? Because you do make your way around in like basketball games and such like that. You find yourself in some pretty iconic spots, my man.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that I'm not afraid to go up to somebody and ask for a photo or a conversation or whatever. So we used to have like a sponsorship at LA with a gym called Love Life, which is a concept gym of Whole Foods. It's one of a kind, and it's state of the art gym. And it was great to kind of spend some time there when we weren't doing the rugby. We also held some rugby games there, and before games we'd go there and eat lunch. It was a great setup. Anyway, doing a workout, and then Kendrick Lamar walks in. And I was like, I said to Dave Dennis, I was like, "Oh, that's Kendrick Lamar." And he goes, "Who's Kendrick Lamar?" And he didn't even know who he was.
Oh, he didn't.
Anyway, and so we're doing a workout, and then he's got a big bodyguard next to him, and he's got an even bigger trainer next to him. And me and Dave are doing some walking lunges and some push-ups, pretty basic stuff. And then his trainer tells him pretty much just to copy what we're doing. And so he just kind of gets in our slipstream. And I didn't say much to him, but once I was finished, but he was still going, I said, "Hey, Kendrick, love your work. Good luck for the halftime show," because the halftime show was coming up next week for him at the Super Bowl. And I said, "Love your work. Keep it up, and good luck next week." And gave him a fist bump. And I could see, like, as I was walking towards him, the bodyguard didn't rush over, but he definitely took a step towards us to make sure that I wasn't up to anything nefarious. But that was a pretty cool experience. And then, like, a couple of weeks later, I see Vince Vaughn walk into the gym with his daughter. And then Christian Dyer, we teed up a pickleball game. So I played Vince Vaughn in there. And then then the last then the last big celebrity scene I had, I went to one Lakers game, and it was against Golden State. It was a pretty big game, and during halftime I went downstairs to get a drink, come back up, and I see Magic Johnson getting a photo with someone, and then he took off because he wanted to get back to see the second half. And I was like, I don't know, maybe 50 meters away. And I said, "Hey, Magic, what about a photo?" And he keeps walking. And I said, "Magic." And he turns around and he said, "Come on then." And like kind of went like this. And then I had to start running. He goes, "Lift those knees, big fella," as I'm running towards him. And then I got to take a selfie with him. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's like he has no idea, the guy that's running after him, and the history that you've made across your sport, let alone his. That's fun. I would have loved to have seen that. Oh, man. No, LA seems like it was good with you. Like, you seem like you were in a happy spot when I saw you down there.
Yeah, I think it was like a really good professionally for rugby. Like, to be honest, it might be the last professional coaching gig I ever do. But I was like a duck to water there. You know, I've come from being a head coach for 4 years, you know, and there's a bit of a pride factor to take an assistant coaching job for Steve, who's younger than me, obviously very decorated and a good coach, but younger than me. So there was like some question marks over this decision. You know, the money wasn't great, but I definitely wanted to do it, and I wanted to help out Steve, Adam, Dave, and when I got there, obviously I was living away from my family because they stayed in Chicago, and I was living with some roommates, but I made it work, and it was really enjoyable. Like, obviously, as a head coach, you have to deal with a lot of menial tasks that take you away from actually coaching rugby. And I really enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to look after that stuff anymore. Steve had to look after that. Now I got to get in the trenches with the boys and coach and connect with them on a level. Yeah, as a head coach, you kind of have to keep players at an arm's length. You do definitely need to connect with them, and you definitely need to care for them. But there's some conversations you can't have with them as a head coach. So I really reveled in the opportunity to put all those tasks aside and just coach rugby and really get into really roll my sleeves up and coach hard, but also love hard and get really close to the players and have like little inside jokes. And, I think I've always felt that as a coach, you need to. It's a duty to make this enjoyable because these players aren't getting paid enough for it not to be enjoyable. So like I always, I'll never start a meeting without some type of comic relief or something, but also try to. I'd also use that as a mechanism to try to get them to switch on and like use that as a not a barrier, but as a starting point to, okay, now we know that we've got to switch on and listen to whatever information we're learning. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time in LA, even though it was tough being away from the family. I got back to see them a lot more than I thought I was going to. So that was good. Steve was really good about giving me time off, and I just loved it. It was just a great group of players. I was looking after the attack, but also the backs, and just that group of backs was so fun. Like Gonzo's amazing, Billy obviously amazing, Christian Lealiafano at 10. Like what a pleasure to coach that guy. He's just such a, he's been through the ringer with all the leukemia stuff and everything, but there's not a day he doesn't get out of bed that he's grateful to be there and grateful to be playing rugby and grateful to be a dad, and that energy really kind of resonated with the rest of the group. And then throughout the whole backline, just great dudes, great people, and it was just a pleasure to kind of bounce out of bed and go and coach them every day.
Yeah, I saw that Billy decided to go to LA that year as well.
That was definitely before me.
It's smart though if he already had the coffee shop going and all that jazz. If I believe so. So yeah, it
was a hard decision for Billy though. Like he loved Chicago. He loved the city. I guess similar to me, he was kind of away from the family, but he made it work. And so like I don't think going back to LA was as easy a decision as everybody thinks it was. Like he was a little bit torn. Yeah.
Well, and then the fact that you went, so I'm sure you guys both caught some like razzing, I'm assuming. The minute I brought that up, you're kind of like, oh, hey, that's not, don't plot it. It's not what you think. I love it. Yeah, no, Billy and you seem very quaint, and that's a positive thing as far as I'm concerned. I could see where he wants to be coached by somebody he respects, and that happened, period.
Yeah, plus like he's a pretty phenomenal person. Like the
right?
stuff that he's able to pack into 24 hours is inspirational. And yeah, the way that he fathers, the way that he runs his business, I definitely would have learnt as much off him as he learned off me.
That's cool, man. Mutual respect. Way cool. Who's we were talking about you brought up Mason Peterson. He made USA. He's pretty pumped. He's looking sharp as man, like getting to see him in the Seawolves uni for years on years now. It's been fun. He's a better player today than he's ever been. It's pretty incredible to watch. It's fun to watch him polish his skills and others as well.
We talk about how teams did documentaries. Honestly, there should be a documentary on him. He's a amazing character. I coached him when he was very young, but he was already like almost a 30 capper in the MLR when I got him, but he was still so young. But when I was coaching him at AGs, he was always the first in the door. He'd always put these like heat things in, like a steam thing, so then he could put it on his neck, so then he could get his neck mobilized for like 45 minutes before training. He'd do that every day just to get on the field. And wow. his body was broken, absolutely broken. I don't know what it's like now, but I can't imagine it'd be better than it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and, when he got injured in 24, the season of 24, he got injured the first practice of the season, and he ruined his leg, and so he had a whole year off. And because I just was talking to him about this actually, and I think that, or rather, I know that him having a year off was a blessing in disguise, because his body got to heal like you're describing. He got to slow down, stop pushing it for every competition he wants to be in. And man, it worked, because this season has been one of his best. I mean, it's been his best season ever since.
Yeah. He's just such a great dude. And, he's obviously been through a lot with his partner. And so it's just the things that he went through to just get on the training field was unbelievable. It always amazed me. And I don't know what the year gap was between his last USA cap and when it comes, and it's going to come. Like, just so happy for the guy, and just so good to see a story like that. And it should be documented. Honestly, should.
I know you're putting the seeds in the right place, my man. I love it. Yeah, like he's been here in Seattle for a while now, so like that'd be a great thing to do in the off season after this weekend, and give us a good reason to go, figure it out.
And I tried to get him back to LA, because he's from LA. He played for Newport, so he's from the area, and I tried really hard to get him to LA, because I'm a big rap on him. He's a really good player, just needs time, and but he was happy in Seattle.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's real good to hear.
O'Keefe, yeah, he's such a lightning in a bottle player, and between me and him, like, we've had some really good times. Like, we're so close as friends and as a coach player when we were that. But then sometimes, he had some dips in form, and when I have as much talent as I did at Chicago in the back line, like, sometimes he'd find himself not in the squad or on the wing and not really where he wanted to be. But now he's made wing a really good position for him. And it's for us personally, like, there's been some really good times and some really low times where he's way too good a player not to be in a 23. But sometimes that's just how the cards fell for him, and that tested our relationship from time to time. But, to see him do what he did last year for the States on the test arena, playing so well, just makes me so happy to see, someone like him who's such a good person and trains really hard and wants the best for himself and for his family. And it was really cool to see him do well.
Characters, the whole family's characters, I swear.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
met enough of them, and they're just hilarious. The guy comes from natural humor, I swear to God.
Yeah. And then, you talk about characters, like, no one comes as a bigger character than Luke White in terms of, like, I feel like he came to Chicago from an LA season where he was a prop. And then he came to Chicago, and I pushed him to 8 because I think he just had too much to offer carrying the ball. And then that first season, he was, like, far and away our best player. He was just phenomenal, in a phenomenal vein of form. And then, and then time catches up with you a bit. I guess you get a little bit slower, and then they moved him back to prop. And if they asked him to play 10 on the weekend, he'll do it, just because he's such an amazing team man. So, like, pleasure to coach him. So many great guys. Charlie Abel's an amazing human. So good to see him going well. Otti Piffletti, I played, coached him in Austin, and so good to see him doing well for Chicago. He's been a bit of a wrecking ball, especially carrying and in the scrums, and then just so many. And then you look. I only got the chance to coach. The back rowers, Lucas Rumble, and I don't know why, Fleshy. Mason Flesh.
Yeah.
Like, what a season he's had. What's he scored? 9 tries?
Bro, he's on fire.
So, like,
9 tries out of 11 games. Let's keep that in mind, right? This is not the season of like 20 when we get to the championship. We're talking 12 these days. That's huge, dude. He's a wrecking ball.
Broke up on me there, but I think we're back now. He just had such a phenomenal season. He's such a good player. And it's just really good to see between him and Lucas, who are just great guys, and I just loved coaching them for one season. So good to see them doing well too.
Yeah. No, thank you for what you've done for the MLR, dude. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you are probably the most I'm not gonna. I can't find the word for it. I want to say theatric, but you're not. But you've also had more screen time than any other coach in the MLR. Let's be honest, Mr. Hollywood. I love it personally.
I don't think it comes. Well, as I said, as a key belief of mine, I think exposure's rugby's strongest currency here in America. You know, we've got to expose the masses to what a beautiful game this is, and what a culturally and ethically beautiful game it is, that teaches kids the right lessons in life, and to respect people and respect referees. You know, all that stuff. I can just think it sends so many good messages. So, yeah, people might think that I'm, you know, next stop is, you know, Hollywood blockbuster because I want to act so much and get in front of the screen, but that's not it at all. I honestly believe that, yeah, as an ambassador of the game, it's our duty to try and spread the word as much as possible.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. Obviously, I just got to razz you a little bit. You know, that's my term of endearment. You know what I mean? We razz a little.
Yeah. We got to get you. We got to get you in front of the camera, buddy.
Yeah, I created my own podcast just to try to encapsulate. You know, like, I see myself on the podcast, bro. I do not like it, so I don't know what went through your mind doing documentaries. Like, I can only fathom. Like, you're like, dude, that. You know, like the little things. I'm a critic of myself, obviously. So, like, you see yourself do stuff in the camera, and you're like, am I supposed to be watching myself? This is so awkward.
Yeah, well, I was cringing when you were showing those videos. Cringing.
Oh, it's so good, though. I mean, for me, doing a podcast, it's really just to encapsulate people like yourself and try to get the story out of you. And tell what's happened behind the scenes, because everybody can see what happened, what's been recorded and such. But man, I go back to find these series and I can't find them, man. So that's a little frustrating.
Yeah, but I think, you know, you're doing God's work. You're doing really good work. That, you know, if I had it my way, it would get exposure to more people. More people would see it, because I think you know, some of the podcasts you've done and the people you've spoken to and the stories they've told and the questions you've asked has been great. And it's just a shame that more people aren't seeing it.
Yeah. Well, when it comes, it comes. And of course, nothing like podcasts going sideways, electronics working all the time perfectly. As I'm sarcastic with that. Looking up at the screen right now and it's totally frozen. It's great, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, and you said you're gonna have to do a bit of editing, and I didn't know what that looked like, but you're right, you're gonna have to do a bit.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, you know what? Thank goodness for putting on Spotify and such like that too, so they don't have to watch this. But anybody that's made it in this part doesn't care anyway, so you know. Well, sir, enjoy the ladies of your life. Tell them hi from the Uncle Matt over in Seattle. You know what I mean? And I hope a couple of them are still practicing Japanese. I mean, I was on them when they were in Houston. Like, are you still practicing Japanese? That's something you'll lose if you're not practicing it. But that's easier said.
You'll be happy to hear, Matt, that they're doing the twins are doing AP Japanese at school, so it's giving them like credits for college, you know, in their sophomore years. So yeah, that'll free up some time later on in high school, but also at college. But it's so funny, they're the only two like white kids in the class, but they're easily the best at Japanese in the class.
That is cool.
So it's funny.
Be proud. So fantastic. All right. On that note, let's make it a wrap, my man. Thank you for making time.
All right, Matt. Yeah, really appreciate the work you do and the energy you put towards rugby. So keep doing the good work, man.
Appreciate it, Pip. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Be sure to check out our other videos at youtube.com/rugby100club.